All right, what I did was I took a look at the information that you gave me, and I scratched my head a little bit, and I am going to maintain that this is probably one of those problems that there's not enough information given. Now, it's possible that enough information was given to you and you didn't give me all the information. So there are a couple of critical points that are here. That is, I don't know what the location of the center is. And so what I did was I went into drafting and computerized drafting program. It's late in the evening. I'm tired. Anyway, so the point here is that I said, I believe that this is one of those kinds of things that has multiple right answers within a range. And so I drew this in the CAD program with the information that you gave me. What was the thickness that was here? And you notice here this says 0.82, and I was hard to make out the numbers in the photograph, so I don't know if it was 0.81587. I wasn't quite sure, but I came up to this conclusion right here. So it was 0.82, and it really doesn't matter for the point that I'm making, and that was if it was 0.81 or 0.82 or somewhere in between there, this is okay. And then what I did was I took the other information that you gave me, and this is 2.5, and this is 3.5. So I know this is correct, and I know that this is correct within, a couple thousandths, and I know that this is correct per the information that you've given me. And then you told me that the radius of this curve was 2.5. Well, I don't know if it's inches or not, but it doesn't really matter. And that the radius of this curve is the radius of this curve, excuse me, is 2.10 and or 2.1. So, all right, given that information, the question was, well, what's the length of this line, and what's the distance from here to here, and what's the distance from here to here, if I understood your drawing correctly. So taking a look at that, I said, all right, let's figure out can this length of this line right here be different? And it turns out, yes, it can. And so what I mean by that is that just simply sticking with the parameters of this being 2.1 and this being 2.5 and that being 8.2 or 0.82, excuse me, and this one being 3.5 and this one being this. Okay, so then I measure this at 7.29. I haven't really done any math here. I did it drawing, no, and I drew it to scale at the amount that with the definitions that you gave me. Well, turns out that depending upon how I rotate this curve right here, the curve stays the same. So you see here, I've got the curve that this is still 2.1 and this is 2.5 and this all is the same. And as you see there, I got the 8.2 that came in over here. So but when I measure it over here, I get 9.01. And when I measure it up here, I get 7.29. That's a considerable difference. But that's what I mean by multiple right answers within a range. Now, actually, there's an infinite number of right answers. Now, if the information that was given you told you the location of where the center of the circle was, or the information, if there's just not enough information to come up with a precise answer. Or if there is, I'm not seeing it. And one of the things in math and sciences is, we're always willing to change our mind in light of new information. So it's possible that I overlooked something. I was in some meetings tonight. I took a look at this and I went, I think this is one of those things that multiple right answers. So I'm not sure if this is what your professor's wanting. I'm not intending to get an argument going between you guys, other than healthy debate is always good. And he might have intentionally given you a problem. I do that from time to time. He might have intentionally given you some sort of a problem or situation that there wasn't a right answer, that there were multiple right answers. So anyway, that's here's that. And so it's kind of hard. This looks to me in your photograph like that was 8.15. I'm not quite sure, so I have that. So if I understood your drawing correctly, then this is what I got, and there are multiple right answers within the range. Enlighten me. If you have this turns into healthy and good discussion, great. I'd like to hear that and hear the other points. I've not yet taken a look at the others that you've sent me, other than to scratch my head a little bit and think, okay, how would I get you to do this? And what I want you to always do when you look at a problem is go, okay, what information do I already know? and start penciling that in. And sometimes you know other links, if you'll take a look at adding things together or subtracting things from others, start penciling in the other things that you know. And sometimes there's enough information to solve it, and sometimes there's just not. So let me know if this does any good for you, and if it doesn't, we'll continue. But I want to help you. Anybody who's trying, I'd like to help them.